Hello, family, friends, and followers. Hey, I know it's been a little bit since we've made a video, but there's a lot of little things that are happening, and I'm not quite wanting to share all of it yet, but I want to tell you it has been a freaking adventure. For those of you that know, that have followed our videos, we left Washington State October 2020. We stayed 20 days in Miller-Sylvania State Park in Washington State. We went a little further south and spent another 20 days in Ike-Kennesaw State Park. Beautiful places. I highly recommend them. If internet is your real thing from a cell phone, Ike-Kennesaw has the best views and internet service. It's awesome. We are currently in the state of Arkansas. We left Washington in October, well actually the 1st of November, and for those of you that know, we had issues. Hey! Okay, hold on. Get in the house. Get in the house. I'm not ready to go yet, but... For those of you that followed us, you know that we had issues coming out the gate. I gotta say, in a big old vintage baby like this, you really gotta go over it with a fine-tooth comb before you hit the road. If not, you're gonna wind up like us and you're gonna be stranded. Well, I can't say we actually got stranded because we had radiator issues when we crossed the Columbia coming out of Washington into Oregon. We had radiator issues. We limped it. You know, I'm an old school dude. I know how to drive junk. So we limped it all the way to California. Luckily, I planned our trips from point of debark to point of entry 4 hours apart. That 4 hours took us 12 hours that first day. And then the second trip was another 4 hours. That took us 12 hours. The next trip was 2 hours. It took us 7 hours. So radiator was a big deal. Pulling the tracker on the trailer. I'm sure you've seen pictures of it, and I can post more later when we get situated. But we got to California, to where my daughter's place was, and had a radiator put in it. The radiator itself was only $600. It cost me like $800 for the mechanic to come out when I hurt my back. So, you know, that wasn't that bad. And then we drove it to California from, not California, sorry. We went from Northern California down through the back roads to I-5, and then took I-5 south all the way to Arizona, and we spent 4 months in Arizona. Oh my gosh, it was wonderful. Sunny every single day, beautiful temperatures. We brought some snow with us from Washington, so it was great. So I'm giving you a quick thing here. Then in May 1st, so let's say I have brake issues, okay? So I thought, well, I'll pull the rear calipers off of here, because my rear brakes don't seem to work. I only have front brakes. You slam on that brake and it just front wheels skid, and they're little tiny little thin tires, you know. So I pull off the rear calipers, beat them off with a hammer because they're rusted in place, put new pads on them. They function. When you push the brake pedal down, the caliper functions with new pads, and I still had no rear brakes. May 1st, we went to go leave, and I had no brakes. I mean, literally, no brakes. I push the pedal, it goes all the way to the floor. So I get underneath it, and I find a broken brake line where it curved around the frame. It was rusted in a pole, and it was shooting brake fluid out. So I fixed that. So May 5th, we were actually able to leave. Still only got front brakes, towing a trailer. Cruising down the road. We took I-40 from Arizona to Arkansas. I swear up and down. Now, it's a beautiful 84, really totally muggy here in Arkansas today. But we took I-40, and I swear when we crossed from New Mexico into Texas, the temperature shot up 10 degrees. You know, it was bad. Had a blowout on the, well, actually, we were driving down the road, and I'm like, hey babe, I think we need to pull over. I got something wrong with a tire. So we pull over and found out that this tire had busted the belt, but it hadn't popped yet because it still had air in it. So luckily, while we were in Arizona, I ordered a brand new spare, because my spare tire that I had on back here when we got this was all dry rotted. Out of all the tires that were on this thing, the spare tire was the only dry rotted tire. None of the rest of them were dry rotted. So it was my double coin tire and my tag axle on this side that had the vibration. And then, so we put the spare on. We're going down the road a little bit further. The next day, this tire blew out completely on the side of Highway I-10, I-10, my butt, on the side of the interstate, Highway 40, Interstate 40, and I got a driver's side blowout. Call roadside assistance. They can offer me a tow. I'm like, it's a rear tire. You can't tow that. The tire's gonna shred, and then it's just gonna tear up my RV. Luckily, I got no damage. Other Allegro friends had damage, but I didn't. Well, anyway, long story short, I took my inner dual off, put it on where my tag axle was, put my outer dual back on, and we drove it. I don't think I hit 55 that time to the RV park that we had scheduled there in Texas. And luckily, this was on a Saturday night. Luckily, Sunday, an Irish truck recovery or repair is the name of it, in a little town in Texas. I'll find that information out later when I tell you more about it. And he had one 8R 19.5, one. So I bought that, put it on here, and we made it the rest of the way here. We got here May 10th. We went over to my brother's place, and he's got a piece of property on the lake. And if you look, let me show you this. If you look out there, there are hills. There's hills. Everywhere's a hill. So you can see the hills way back there. Everywhere's a hill. So everywhere's a hill. So we went to my brother's house, and his property's like this. We had to lift one side of the RV 18 to 20 inches just to get it level. We stayed that way for quite a while with one extension cord, so we was able to run one air conditioner. And then the first time I needed to empty the potty, we were gonna put it somewhere else. I couldn't back in his driveway because it was too far up. So I had to pull in and back into the spot, and I sunk in the dirt. So we had to winch it out of that, got it in the center of his yard in his turnaround, and it was too unlevel, and I was stuck. I was hitting a root, and I was stuck, and finally I said, you know what, piss on this crap, we're going to an RV park. It was just too much work to try to get it level again. And so we came to a little town on the corner of Highway 40 and 64 in Lamar. Great place, $465 a month, full hookups. Got the shady spot. It's awesome, so we love it. And we got some other things going on that I'll tell you more about. But I wanted to make a quick video and let everybody know we're still kicking. Thanks to Dan, the Vintage RVer. Tag shout out for him that he was checking on us the other day. He's like, I want to see if you guys are still kicking and vertical. We are. We got some things going on that I want to tell you more about, but I'm going to save that for the days in the future. Hopefully not too much longer. And hey, we're enjoying it. I wanted to show you our RV park here. So this is the Lamar. I love our yard. Look, I mean, it's a little bit of a hill right here, but I love those rocks. The RV park, we got a gas station right there. They have the best cheese. And you know, it's not bad. I like the highway noise myself personally because it helps me sleep better. I'm in a 50 amp spot. There is 3 of them. And then the rest are 30 amp, and then there's permanent living over on the other side. But it's a real nice place. So we're fixing to head out to the Clarksville, Johnson County Peach Festival. Mama's sitting in the car. You see, she's sitting there waiting on me. Say hi, Mom. All right, so we'll talk to you guys later. I hope you enjoyed my little short video. I'll get this posted up tonight.